Once you create your basic presentation file or exploded view, the next thing we need to do is create our complex presentation, which we'll use for animation. So you'll need to go to the iPro button, New, and Presentation. And once that file is created and pops up with your empty window, you need to go to Create View and go navigate to your Puzzle Cube assembly again, open up this same original assembly, and hit OK. And that'll open up our assembly. Now, instead of doing this in order to make the best exploded view where we can see all our components, our goal here is to make an animation to show our puzzle cube assembling and make it look as neat as possible. So you have a lot of flexibility with this. I really don't have any requirements as far as what types of animations and things like that you have to do. As long as your animation shows your puzzle cube exploded and then animated and assembling, that is my only requirement for this. So in order to do that, just like we did before with Tweak Component, we're going to click on that. And then the first part I'm going to move out is my red part again. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to go ahead and move this out this way, let's say 3 inches this time. So I'm going to click on there, type in 3, hit enter. And I'm going to hit that, or I'm actually in continuous move, so then I'm going to select, I move this out 3 inches, I'm going to select this next axis here, the vertical axis, which is our y-axis, and I'm going to move it an additional 2 inches in that direction. And then I'm going to hit the check mark. Now what I'm going to do is I want to actually make this part rotate. So if I go back into Tweak Component, you'll see, I'll move this over here, there you can see there's this rotate option. So if I click on rotate, and I'm going to click on the edge of this part, I can actually choose a degree of rotation. So I'm going to tell it to rotate 180 degrees. And what you'll see when I hit enter is that the part rotates. And then if I want to choose one of these other axes, I'm going to go ahead and make it rotate another 180 degrees on that axis. And I'm going to hit OK. And if you go around to the other side here, you can see that it shows the trails and the general movement it's going to make. So that's the red part, and then I'm just going to do one more. So I'll do a Tweak Component, and instead of rotate, I'm going to do a continuous move again on my green part, and I'm going to move this out, let's say 3 inches this way, and then this is pointing straight down for positive, so I'm actually going to do a negative 4 inches, let's say, and move it up. And then I'm going to go to rotate, and I'm going to choose this axis here, and I'm going to rotate that at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to choose this other axis here, and I'm going to say 270 degrees. And then I'm going to hit the check mark. Now, you would continue doing this until you got all your parts tweaked, and then you would go up to the Animate button. Once you click the Animate button, it's going to bring up this panel, which gives you some different options here. So the first thing we're going to do is change this interval on the right side. It defaults to 25. Let's change that to 15. And I'm going to hit Apply. And just to see how my tweaks worked, I'm going to hit this play button here in the middle. And what that's going to do is going to show an animation of my part moving along the tweaks that I made, the rotations and then also the linear movements, and it's going to show it assembling back. So if I'd done this to all my parts, it would show all of those moving back together and assembling. Now what I can also do is I can hit this double arrow in the bottom right hand corner here, and I can see all of my tweaks. So you notice you can see the sequence numbers over here, they're all separate from 1 to 8. If I wanted to group a couple of these to run together, so let's say I wanted this first tweak of this red and the first tweak of the green to work together, I can hit the control or hold the control key and select both of those. And then I'm actually going to select everything in between using this shift or control key. And I actually need to go up here and click reset on these. I apologize. So we'll click that and then control here. And I want to group just the first red and the first green animation. So I'll click group. And now I'll hit apply. And now if I move or hit the play button, it's going to go through and do the rotations there and move to that point. And then everything from there on will be in sync together. So those two, the end of the green or one of the last green tweaks and then one of the first red tweaks were grouped together. And you can play with this however you like to get it to animate the way you want. And once you have everything the way you want grouped and all your tweaks and everything done, we're going to go ahead and hit this record key. And when you do that, it's going to ask you to save a video file. And we're going to save a WMV file. And we want to save this as pcube_animation_C Townsend, or your first initial last name. And then you'll click the save button. And I already had one, so I want to replace it. I'm going to say yes. And it's going to ask you for this profile. What you want to do is come down to image size and click on custom. And you want to do 1200 by 900. And you need to make sure that you do that. So you'll go to image size, custom, 1200 by 900, then you'll click OK. Now if I go in and click reset and play, it's going to go through and show that. And actually I should have hit reset before. So let me hit cancel there. Let me go to animate, hit this expansion here again. I want to hit reset, hit the record button again, do the exact same thing, same naming, and I'll hit save and replace. And then I want to do the image size custom 1200 by 900, hit OK. And now I'm going to hit the play button. And when I do that, the window disappears and it is going to record that audio of that part. And once that part is done being assembled, it'll save that audio file and it'll be whatever location you saved it in. And then you will be able to record that video, actually view that video, and then also submit it as part of your submission. And once you're done with all that, you need to go to the iPro button, click Save As or Save, and then you'll need to save this as Presentation Complex or Presentation Awesome would be fine as well. I already have one on there, so I'm not going to save that. So I'll hit Cancel, and then you are done with your presentation files.